don't remember the childhood I had being special. I came from a family of artists, so everyone in the family had talents and gifts that they hold. Everyone is a part of this learning and a part of this creativity that didn't make art seem out of the ordinary. So the fact that we were basket weavers didn't seem like a stretch of the imagination. We were just living the life that we knew. From a line of Hickory Apache basket weavers, and of those women, I am the 5th generation. Represents a sacred animal, sacred because it transcends boundaries. It transcends water, air, and earth, and can exist happily in all of those places. We would go to the river. We would stop and gather sumac, or we would gather willow. I would watch my mother do this. Sometimes I would help, but in learning that, I wondered why she chose some sticks over others. In learning how to make baskets, you can learn by sitting and being taught, or you can learn often by sitting quietly and watching. Sitting and laboring through the process of making it. It's an exceptionally long process and it takes an incredible amount of patience. Chose some sticks over others, and I learned that she would choose them for their straightness, so they would lend neatness to the basket, or she would choose them based on whether or not they were new shoots or old shoots. New shoots were more malleable, easier to bend. Old shoots were stronger, because they'd had more time to develop and grow. The process is very time-consuming. There's a lot of work to be done before you can even begin weaving. Once you gather the material, you need to split each individual stick that you're going to use to weave into 3 or 4, depending on how young the stick is. More if it's older. If you're going to use it as the base to be woven around, you need to peel the sticks, shave off all the bark, and make sure it's going to be smooth and paired with sticks that are evenly sized. And after you split each individual piece, each of those strands is in turn split again, and you peel the bark away from the core of the stick. That is what you're going to use to weave around. You'll shave the bark off of the new shoots, and you'll make sure those are all neat and consistent. We do all of this work, making sure everything consistent, making sure every strand is as close to being like the other strand as possible. So your work comes out neat. You also need to plan where you're gathering your materials. You can't go to the same spot every year. You have to consciously choose. Maybe take a little from here, a little from there. You want to be kind just so you don't over-extract. You want to make sure the plant produces again and again. You're keeping a healthy balance between what you take and in turn receiving more next season. And once you have all of your materials prepared, you sit and you sit and you sit. This is where you labor. It's definitely not easy. It's very hard on your hands because you're taking this very, very stiff, very strong material that likes to grow in straight lines and you're turning it into spirals. You're pulling it in a direction it doesn't want to be in. So you need to work with it as forcefully and as gently as possible because you're bending it to your will. And you're pulling it strand by strand into a container, into something that will hold perhaps water, food, or even something precious.